there. Okay, let's get the rest of this packaging off. Sweet. Look at this. Put that down. Ta-da! What do we got here? Huh? Snip, snip. Yeah, look at that. Oh, black stanchions. Nice. Just going to leave that brake caliper wrapped for the time being. And you've got your through axle there. So that is all good. Turn the forks the right way round. Yeah, that's all good. Right, okay. Should be a pair of handlebars here somewhere. Just take those off last. What is it I said about YouTube being awash with people who claim to know what they're doing? Oh, look at this. Straight in the bin. Look at that. Oh, what have we got here? What have we here? Oh, superb. Keep those. Just shows you there's things wrapped up all over this bike which you will need. So the back wheel's already fitted, but had it not been, it would have needed one of those little guys in the brakes. And what they do, you just wedge them in and they stop the pistons popping out. So yeah, don't lose those. Obviously don't need one at the back, so because the back wheel's in, so those calipers won't pop out, and there's one already fitted at the front here I can see. So oh, good view on my back there. Another view on my back. Thank you. Right. Ta-da. Scissors. Take that off there. What have we here? Anything in there? No. Barcode for something. Right, before I cut the handlebars out of the packaging, I'm just going to loosen the handlebar clamp so that I'm ready to put that bar straight in there and I don't have to leave it hanging or anything like that. So let's grab an Allen key. He says, let's grab his glasses first. That's a good idea. What are we saying? 4? Oh, too big. Oh no. It is a 4. I just picked up the wrong size wrench. Dickhead. Right. Let's what I'm going to do is I just want to put these bolts somewhere safe, and I don't want to put them on my shitty workbench. I'll put them on top of the torque wrench there. Oh, this is such a sweet looking bike, really. And don't get me wrong, I am a bit of a die-hard roadie, but I just love mountain bikes. And I'd say if you're a roadie, and now that we are in the depths of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, I think you're missing a trick if you don't ride mountain bikes through the winter, because generally you're on trails that aren't full of cars, which has got to be a bonus. But furthermore than that, I think it really, well, it definitely improves your fitness and really, really improves your skills. So, right, okay. And sorry I can't get you a wider angle. Let's see if we can pan you down a little bit. There you go. And focus you there. A bit better. Cool. Okay. Right. Let's cut these handlebars off. What I want to do is get all the packaging off of these. So, it's very well packaged. Annoyingly so. Right. Okay. Oh no. Set of handlebars. Nice. Right, now, obviously, when you put your bars on, you want to make sure that your cables are routed correctly, which they are. And, don't know if you can see it, but you want to make sure that you get them centered nicely. So they look okay to me. I'm just going to put the clamp in just to get them held, and then we'll center them up. Yeah, and I know anyone out there with a bit of OCD is probably looking at that going, they're not centered! No, they're not. I'm just getting them located. Then we will center. Now, this is worth noting. When you look at the spec for this bike, and I've seen this pointed out in another review, that the spec for the bike says that they come with the guide brakes, but these are coming with guide RE brakes, and they are the absolute nuts. If my understanding is correct, and there's going to be somebody that knows the answer to this who can correct me in the comments below, but I think guide RE is kind of for like e-bikes and stuff like that, so it's got a hell of a lot of stopping power, and these look the nuts. I mean, seriously, I'm blown away with the spec on this bike. Anyway, on a side, let's get these bars centered. Now, for anyone in YouTube land with OCD tendencies, hopefully this will make you happy. Centered. Right, okie dokie, what's the torque spec on these bolts? Doesn't say, it's normally stamped on them. Well, the stem bolts are 9 to 10 Newton meters, so I'm going to follow that for these. That is a gnat's cock, under 10. Actually, let's just run them down a little bit more before we start talking. And as you can see, I'm sorry about this. My workspace isn't enormous, so apologies for the cramped conditions here. And I always like to run these down evenly, so don't whack them, don't take one of them and whack it straight up to full torque. Snug them down so that you're spreading the love around the fitting. Try not to round out any of the bolts in the process like I'm doing there. Okay, now here's the thing. This is a Lifeline torque wrench that I'm using there. Let's just see if we can focus on that for you. And it's a nice little piece of kit. Who is it? Lifeline? Is it Wiggle own brand or something like that? Or could be Wiggle own brand or something like that. It's one of the big firm's own brands. And it's a really nice little torque wrench. Comes with all the bits and stuff, which I really like. But really annoying feature, right? Okay, you set the torque using that big knob there. And naturally, as you turn the wrench, there's a tendency to turn that. So it would just be nice if you could lock that torque off. Anyway, enough talk. Of talk, let's talk. Talked. Now I know that there is a tendency, or it's almost a compulsion, that when you get that click, you go for another one to be sure. Personally, I never do that because that click means it's torqued. And in my head, if you do another one, then surely you're over torquing that bolt. Again, feel free to comment. I'm probably wrong, but that's the way I see it. Right, bars are in. They're all torqued. Lovely. Okay. Top tool time tip. Just focus on that. You probably know this. I'm probably teaching you to suck eggs. But when you've finished with your torque wrench, always zero it. Never leave it stored with the last torque you were using, because that will screw it up. Okay, so back to the bike.